Socialism, according to Glenn Greenwald, now is if I write a book, it's supposed to be free for the business? Like, what? I can't sell books now? Now, I don't know if you know this, chat, but writing a book is not conservative. It's not wrong to sell a book. There's no corruption in selling a book. This is just pure politics of resentment.
Let's maul in the Central Committee. Let's cringe in the Central Committee. Let's fog in the Central Committee right now.
There was a post that was so stupid that when I saw it, I got triggered. Are you ready? The dumbest post you've ever seen. If you're concerned about sitting members of Congress quickly converting their political celebrity into personal wealth, then it probably means you're a racist. Just like those concerned about Janet Yellen's multi-million-dollar Wall Street fees before regulating them are misogynistic. All right. Cori Bush reports six-figure book deal. So apparently Cori Bush is going to write a book and she got $100,000 advance, which, Chad, I hate to tell you this, that is an advance is not free money. An advance is an advance on royalties. So the book publisher projects what you're going to get, what they're going to make from the book, and they give you part of your royalties up front so that you can survive and work on the book. Now, socialism, according to Glenn Greenwald, now is if I write a book, it's supposed to be free for the business? Like, what? I can't sell books now? Now, okay. It's one thing if somebody's getting a Wall Street speech and they're getting bribed, or if the Koch brothers, and here's what I replied. Here's what I replied. I gotta show you. I said, Glenn, you are currently being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars by Peter Thiel to post on Rumble. Literal no shame. Right-wing YouTube rival Rumble to pay Tulsi Gabbard and Glenn Greenwald for content to boost audience. Rumble, a conservative-friendly alternative to YouTube, is going to start paying right-wing influencers like Tulsi Gabbard and Glenn Greenwald for content. Gabbard and Greenwald are just two among the names Rumble says are signed to the new deal. On Thursday, Gabbard tweeted out a link to her latest Rumble video, heralding free speech and promising her channel will launch soon. Throughout July, Greenwald trumpeted Rumble on Twitter, calling it a platform devoted to resisting this liberal homogenization and authoritarian censorship. This is for 10,000 views, or 10,000 upvotes, I guess. That is... So he's literally, by the way, Peter Thiel bought Rumble. It's not made by a Canadian liberal. It's Peter Thiel. That's why he's picking Tulsi Gabbard and Glenn Greenwald, because he's pushing right-wing agitprop. So Cori Bush is going to be paid based on how well her book sells, and he's being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to push a right-wing site by Peter Thiel, and he's criticizing her for her book. Now, I don't know if you know this, chat, but writing a book is not conservative. It's not wrong to sell a book. There's no corruption in selling a book. This isn't leftism. This isn't even vulgar Marxism. This is just pure politics of resentment. Cori Bush made six figures, which sounds like a lot. And I want you to be mad at this black woman because she has more money than you. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. There is no class analysis. There is nothing here of value. Just she's a celebrity and she's getting wealthy from it. From Glenn Greenwald. This is just like the House of Nobby shit, except she's not even getting paid that much. It's not even that much of an advance. Meanwhile, what is Cori Bush doing? Would Karl Marx write a book? I know, that's the thing. The Communist Manifesto is the third most sold book in human history. Do you know that, chat? The Communist Manifesto is the third most sold book in history behind the Bible, and I don't remember what number 2 is.
Joining me now is Congresswoman Cori Bush, a Democrat from Missouri, who I'm honored to have join me on this show. Congresswoman Bush, first of all, thank you for being here, and thank you for the work that you did on the steps of the Capitol. This is devastating.
Mike, look at this tweet stolen from your mouth. Ken Klippenstein, doesn't even follow me on Twitter, chat. So
and now
okay.
this has essentially
I'm
been punted back to Congress to deal with. And so as millions of people are hanging in the balance, their lives, their livelihoods, children, pets even.
Feels bad, man.
What does this mean? What's the plan? And can Congress stop this from happening with such opposition from the Republican Party?
I think looking at the humanity, when,
Number 2 is art of the deal. No, it's
to
not.
Reflect on the humanity of every single
Number 2 is a geometry book by Euclid. Is that true?
Of their unhoused
That's really
neighbors,
interesting.
Or soon to be unhoused neighbors, and support a legislative solution to this eviction crisis. Wondering who should do what and when we should do it. Right now, we have to remember that the pandemic isn't over. The jobs crisis isn't over. The health crisis isn't over. Before this pandemic started, we already had a housing crisis. We can't make it even worse right now in the middle of a deadly global pandemic. And I am appalled that the Supreme Court would rule in this way and say, 11 million hit the streets, even though we know that, we have people who are already on the street that we haven't been able to help.
J-Boy, thank you for the tier 1.
11 million more.
Yeah, this is devastating at the conservative court. The 3 liberal judges dissented, obviously. This is no easy feat, though. So, you are facing an uphill battle in Congress. There is staunch Republican opposition. But something interesting that I find about this story, housing and real estate industry groups spent more than $100 million lobbying Congress the past year and a half and the White House and worked to extend the COVID moratorium that these groups hope to stop. So essentially, you had this group of people saying, no, we want the moratorium to end. What impact did that have on the Republican opposition?
The National Association of Realtors, the National Apartment Association, and the Mortgage Bankers Association. I want a picnic in Central Park, chat. I want a picnic in Central Park.
Position saying, basically, we don't care.
Lieutenant Sore Thumbs, thanks for the prime.
We have some people in Congress who care about their big donors, and I'm not Republicans and Democrats, and then we also have some who first care about their community members in their districts and the people that live in those districts. And for me, my office says, we want to do the absolute most for everyone in our district, starting with those who have the very least. And so I don't understand people who don't feel that way. I don't understand why we signed up to run for Congress, to sit in a seat where we don't make sure that all of the people in our communities have the resources and the access they need. And so I think that as we're looking at what happened with the Republicans, I'm also looking at what's happening with our Democrats, because we can get this done. We need Congress to legislate a full eviction moratorium that'll keep people in their homes, automatic and that don't require a declaration form, and one that will cover all evictions and not just those that are related to rent. When I understand our landlords are saying, hey, we need this money. And I know that was some of the push for the Republicans. We get that, but we're trying to give the money we need to disperse these funds. That $46.5 billion, that $46.5 billion, it has to get into the hands of the people and give us the opportunity to get that done.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because that has been a huge issue, actually getting the money to the hands of the people. So of that $46.5 billion you talked about, only $4.7 billion has actually reached the hands of the people who most need it. There's a digital divide. There's a thicket of paperwork. There's a lot of bureaucracy at the state and local levels. And look, I just want to make the point, all of these people who need it are not Democratic voters. These do impact people in the Republican base. So how do we fix the bottleneck to get this money in the hands of the people who need it?
Yeah, so one thing first of all, my office is working, we've been talking with leadership in the House. We've been talking with Chairwoman Maxine Waters, trying to figure out all the avenues that we can do. And one of them is working on another way to handle disbursement. In my community in Missouri's 1st District, what we've been able to do is part of our district set up clinics within all of our St. Louis public libraries, county libraries, to make sure that people have access in their communities. So that's one way. But streamlining this process is something that we have to do, and we have to figure it out. And it can be done. As soon as we finish with the protests on the steps, our communities organize differently, set up a better structure, and that money has started to flow out. It's not rocket science. It's just getting volunteers, getting more help, making sure that people get what they need. And let me just say this to the American people right now who are facing eviction. Let me just say, it's a travesty and it's a political failure what is happening to you right now. I know what you're living through. I understand that moment by moment feeling, what those thoughts are like. I know that fear of uncertainty, and I know that fear of who speaks for me in this moment. Well, let me say this. Congresswoman Cori Bush is speaking for you. I won't rest. My team won't rest. And those that we're working with in Congress, we won't rest until we make sure that you have a safety in your homes. It's not okay. It's unjust and it's unfair what's happening to you.
It is indeed unjust, Congresswoman, and I just also want to point out, even outside of this eviction moratorium, in no state, metropolitan area, or county in America can a worker earning the federal or prevailing state minimum wage afford a modest 2-bedroom rental home at a fair market. So this is a really challenging legislative situation that you have taken on, and thank you for it. So thank you so much, Congresswoman.
Damn, she's cool. Damn, she's cool. That's why we have to support people like Cori Bush and not just make up dipshit fucking attacks like Glenn Greenwald did. Oh, she's getting paid a relatively small advance to write a book. And the purpose of writing the book is to tell people her life story, which is incredible. She was a single mom, became a nurse, and then got involved on the street activism fighting for Black Lives Matter, and then destroyed a Democratic Party machine in St. Louis to become a congresswoman through grassroots organizing. That's a story that should be told. That's a story that should be shouted from the rooftops. It's a success story. It builds you up. It gives you energy, and that's why they're attacking her, in case you're wondering. That's why they're attacking her. We do politics here every morning starting at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. You can watch us here on Twitch. We're the morning guy. The morning politics guy. Politics Frogs in every single day. Same time, 10 a.m. Day in, day out. And we carry you through your morning and early afternoon politics needs. And if you need more, Mike from PA, we have a YouTube channel. We talked about suburbs, the My Pillow guy, Ted Cruz. We talked about DSA. Amazing. Making fun of Tim Pool. Amazing. Look at all of these amazing videos. Get in there, watch them. We have me on Twitter. You got to follow me on Twitter, chat. I'm at 20,614 subs. That means I got like 40 followers on Twitter in the last day. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Go follow us on Twitter. And of course, join the Discord, where we have an incredible community of left-wing streamers. We have left-wing community. We talk about the stream. We talk about politics. There's gaming content. It's a really awesome, supportive place. Direct action, mutual aid. And you can just let off some steam. And also, you can help produce the show. One of the things I do is I look at the links that are put into the news content suggestions chat room on the Discord. Join the Discord, come hang out, and maybe what you want me to talk about will be part of the next show.